Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about the angel cards for October 2022. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love doing angel cards, but I really love doing angel cards for the month because it gives us such a great insight into what's about to happen, what's coming up, and what information our angels and guides really require us to know at this time. So one of the best things is to really listen to the astrology first, because that's going to kind of give you the guidelines, kind of like the big picture of things. And then listen to the angel cards, because the angel cards are going to give you that deeper insight into stuff. So they're kind of like, okay, the structure told me this, but the angels told me this, or this is what I really need to be keeping track of. So let's do some angel cards. Let me get these all going in the right direction. I'm so excited. Okay, so our first one, upside down, is the midhaven, and this is the pinnacle. And what I get with this is kind of the beginning of a lot of changes for us. If you watch the astrology, there are a lot of changes. There is tons of changes coming at us. And like I said, I've been feeling this for like 3 to 6 months coming in, of some big changes coming in, not only personally for a lot of us, but also get that this is kind of like a global thing. So there's some big changes coming in, and this really kind of sets the tone for the next 3 months, and then kind of as we move into next year, the 2023 energy. So for October 2nd, we have the third house of communication. And this is really important because the second, we also have Mercury coming out of full retrograde and going into post shadow. And communication is what Mercury is all about. It is all about the communication of what's about to happen, what's about to come up, where we need to go. And make sure, even though it is still in the sign of Virgo and it makes it a little more difficult to communicate, make sure that you're clearing up any miscommunications or misunderstandings or anything like that. So make sure you're getting this clear. This is going to be a great time to really clear up that old negative energy of what we've got coming in at us. Next, on October 3rd, we have our first house, and this is all about the arrival. And this is kind of really coming in with some new energy of kind of like that breath of fresh air, kind of like changing things. And like I said, I also feel like it's really changing a lot of perspectives for people and kind of changing their visions of what they've thought was correct or right, and into like what most people think, or kind of like this global outlook of kind of like, I've always thought this, but now I'm realizing like it's this plus so much more. So I kind of really feel like that is like the amazing part of this, is like there are some great changes coming. So let's go into October 4th, and this one is Pisces, and this is all about being sensitive. And October 4th has this great energy of like just being open to things, open to challenges, open to new energies. So kind of the interesting part of this is I really feel like this is a day for clairsensitives, not to be like, oh my gosh, on guard, but be aware of other people's energy today, and kind of enough where you kind of like, let me check out your energy, and what is your energy vibe telling me, or what do I really kind of, what do I really need to know about this? Where do I need to really be with this energy? So that's kind of the great part of this energy coming in. So let's move into October 5th. And I got this one vibing down here. October 5th is all about opposition, and this is all about the confrontation of kind of like things. And it's an interesting one because we really, on October 5th, also have Vesta going direct in the sign of Aquarius, and that kind of like that energy is going to be pushing us to kind of like make changes, move energy. And with that going into the confrontation of kind of like, it's almost like an inner confrontation of kind of like, I'm willing to make this change. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to make the changes that I require making, and you make the changes that you require taking. And so this is going to be a great day to kind of make those changes and really stand in your own energy. So let's move to October 6th. And this is all about Capricorn, and this is about achieving. So October 6th is all about that achieving energy. What do I want to achieve, and where do I want to change, and what is the upgrades or changes that I'm really asking myself to move into? What is it that I require changing? What is it that I require moving into? And what is it that I really want to achieve? What is that goal? And I think a lot of times people think, oh, I've always wanted to do this. There's other things, there's secondary things and third things and fifth things and 20th things that we want to achieve or take care of. And it's not just like on a goal, but it's like kind of like inner us, like what do I want to bring out? What do I want to achieve today? So that's going to be a great energy. So let's go to October 7th. And this is Gemini, and this is about cross-pollinating, and this is kind of like that communication with each other and pollinating each other with different ideas and different aspects and different energy is going to be really great right now. So October 6th is going to be great about kind of like getting ideas from others and gifting our ideas to others, kind of like, oh, I see it this way, and they're like, ooh, I never knew. It's going to give us some new insight. So that's a really great way to make these changes. October 7th is the 6th house of sustainability, and kind of like, what is it that you want to keep in your life? What is it that you really, really love or want to keep? Those ideas keep, and everything else kind of like allow it to change and allow it to move and adjust in this energy. Let's go to October 8th. This is about Aries, and this is about acting and pushing forward, kind of like where is that energy coming in at? Where is those changes coming in for us? And we're kind of getting ready. We're kind of like on that cusp of that October 10th, that 1010 portal energy to kind of change and adjust things. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but that's kind of like what we're getting ready for on that energy of October 8th, of kind of like being ready to act and move into what's coming up next. So let's go into October 9th, and this is all about Pluto, and this is the rebirth, and this is literally what we start the next day. So our 1010 portal is all about rebirthing. And that energy is going to start on the 9th. It's going to start, and it's going to stay with us probably a good 10 days. So it's kind of like that October 9th, the pinnacle of it, the height of it is going to be on the 10th. And then it's going to slowly come down until we kind of like hit October 19th or so. So kind of like a good 10 days in that really amazing rebirthing re-energy. So let's get our card for October 10th. So like really, what is it? And I kind of got more than one. So let's see what we get with this one. October 10th, I get the card Sagittarius, and this is all about the expansion. And this is kind of like expanding our energy and kind of rebirthing. What do we want to rebirth at this time? Where do we want to go with this at this time? This is going to be a great energy of moving this energy forward and kind of opening up to what's next. Like I said, this energy is going to be around for 10 days. So make sure that you're doing a meditation and kind of opening up to that rebirthing energy and kind of moving into what's coming up next as well. So let's move to October 11th. And this is Neptune, and this is all about our visions. And we also on October 11th have Mars in Gemini squaring off against Neptune in Pisces. And so this is kind of like bringing things to a change, bringing things within ourselves to a change. Like, what is it that we want to change? What is it that we want to react differently to? What is it that we want to deal with differently than we have in the past? So this is a really great energy for us. Next, on October 12th, we have Scorpio, and this is all about investigate and kind of like looking at things differently. October 12th, we have Mercury in the sign of Libra in opposition to Jupiter in Aries. And this is kind of like, what is it that we want to look into? What is it that we want to kind of investigate and look at differently? And almost feel like, almost like one of those cop shows kind of thing, like, what is it that they see that everybody else didn't get in that picture? And I know they've got writers. I'm just talking about like the energy of it, kind of like, what do we need to investigate about what's going on around us? Do we need to look at it from a different perspective? Do we need to look at it from a different side? This is going to be really, really great in this perspective. And it also gives us, like I said, gives us a chance to kind of make some changes. On October 13th, we have Orium in Kilium, and this is I think it's an asteroid. This is all about the root of things. Kind of the 13th is kind of like making those changes. And that's kind of interesting because we've got some energy with Saturn, and Saturn is all about the structure, kind of like the root of things, like roads and bridges and ferry boats and things that we kind of just know that are always going to be there. The infrastructure, our water supply, our electricity supply, things that we kind of like, we just know that it's there. It's always going to be there for us. These are going to be making some changes and upgrades in this area. So this is kind of like, okay, interesting energy kind of thing. So let's move to October 14th. And this one is literally popping out the top. Popping out of the top is coming to Pallas, and that is an asteroid, and this is all about thinking. Kind of that October 14th is that thinking energy. What is it that you're ready to change? What is it that you're ready to move into? What is it that you're ready to modify at this point in time to make things different than you have in the past? That is a great kind of like, where are we going with this? Next, we have October 15th. Upside down again, here we go. Okay, this is the 7th house, and this is all about relationships. So October 15th is about relationships, and I feel like it's giving us some different signs to kind of look at things differently than we have in the past. This is going to be kind of like our major relationships, our spouses, our boyfriend, our girlfriends kind of thing, our kids, our families, kind of looking at this a little bit differently. Now, I will also tell you, during the month of October, we really open up to kind of like the other side of energy, which is kind of like, wow, the ghostly side, the kind of the fun side, the adventurous side. Everybody kind of loves Halloween at some point. Like some people really love the costumes, and some people really love the candy. Some people really love just the energy of being able to put on costumes and play in that energy. I guarantee you this October is going to be making some big changes, not only for me, but for you as well, and our world in general. So make sure that you're taking a chance at this. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.